cover a team software process. So what is this team software process? What we have to remember this one, how things happen for team software process. So those things we have to cover. So I'll start with what is TSP that we have discussed a little bit in last class also. That in combination with the PSP, that is personal software process, the team software process provides a defined operational process framework which help the managers and engineers to organize projects and produce efficient products or efficient results. So basically, we are utilizing it along with PSP, personal software process. Now here the initial version of TSP was developed by Watts Humphrey. In late 1990s, it was being developed. And another thing that you have to remember about TSP is that it focuses on the process of building a software production team, establishing team goals, distributing team roles, and other teamwork related activities. So that this complete thing is surrounded around. You can say it is surrounding around all these. So here the primary objective of TSP becomes to create a team environment, to establish and maintain a self-directed team and supporting disciplined individual work as a base of PSP framework. Okay. So this self-directed team means that the team managers itself plans and tracks their work, manages the quality of the work and work proactively to meet team goals. So that is self-directed team. This TSP, team software process, it carries basically two principles that you have to remember. And you can say components also, you can say two principles also, you can say first one is team building and second one is teamwork. So that is team build and teamwork. These two terms you have to remember. Building a team is a kind of process which defines the roles for each team member and set up team through TSP launch. Hello, someone was saying something. Okay then. So the thing is, TSP, team building, is a process which defines the roles for each team member and set up a teamwork through TSP launch and periodically relaunch also. And team working is a process which deals with engineering processes and practices that are being utilized by the team. So these two components or these two principles you have to remember for the TSP. First one is team building, another one is team your teamwork, team build and teamwork. Here, the strategy is given over, in this particular slide, and first first line that is written over here that we have already seen that in combination it works in combination with PSP, and the main motive here is to help out the managers and engineers to organize the projects and to provide efficient results for the as a final outcome of the development software development. This strategy is being shown over here in this diagram, in this particular slide. What is that strategy that is to be followed? So I will tell you point by point, and we will discuss some another things also, that how the life cycle phases goes on in this TSP process. So these become some important things. So first one is to provide a simple process framework based on PSP. A simple process framework is to be provided, which should be based on the PSP, that personal software process. So according to that, what is to be done, how large the project is going to be, and what are the resources available. So these are the simple process framework is to be provided, so that utilizing which teams can be and team members can be divided and roles are to be assigned for the team members. Use modest, well-defined problems. So utilize those problems which are well defined, well organized, and in which it can be decided who will work. who will play what role for solving that problem. Develop products in several cycles. So you have to develop your products in not in one go. Obviously, you should develop the products. You have to develop your project in modules, you can say, or in some parts. Then you have to integrate that. Establish standard measures for quality and performance. So obviously, it is very important part in every life cycle model also, that you have to establish some standard measurement units for measuring the quality and performance of the software and to maintain the quality and performance. Okay. Provide detailed role definitions. So detailed role definitions are to be provided, which person will do what, and what resources they require, what are the another requirements that they have. So those things are to be defined in a proper way. Use role and team evaluations. So it is to evaluate the complete team on the basis of the roles assigned to them, and those evaluations can be done in a certain way, like to on the checkpoints to cross check whether they are working on the things that are being assigned to them or not. In those kind of things, it can be evaluated. Require process discipline. Sorry. So this discipline is all about uh, how much how large the program is in which the engineer is working on, and how large he is capable to, on how large projects the engineer is capable to do work. So that was one of the discipline. Another one, what are the measurement units that engineer is following, this can be the another discipline. These things are to be checked. Okay. So last one is provide guidance on teamwork. So that guidance is required. That guidance can come from the third party also, that they can hire for the training purpose to solve out the problems, to train them properly on the required things. And this guidance can come from inside members also, and those inside members can be the managers, supervisors, facilitators. So this is the strategy that is to be followed while working with the team. That is the main purpose of this particular points, all the points that is given over there. Next, what we have to discuss, and a very important part that can come up in your exam for sure, that is your life cycle process. So there are some points that you have to remember, and this question, maximum chances are it will come in a direct form. That what are the steps of life cycle process? So these are the steps that you are watching over here. First one is launch, and the launch is itself carrying some of the process, you can say some of the parts. When you are launching the thing, your complete thing, then what are the things you have to remember at day one, what you have to do at day two, what you have to do at day three, what you have to do. In that way, that complete plan is to be made. Then strategy, plan, requirements, design, implementation, testing, postmortem. So all these things, some of the key points I will tell you that you have to remember, important things that will help you out to understand what are they and what role they play. So first one is your launch. When you are launching, so basically this launch happens in cycles also, like you have launched the complete product, then you took some requirements, some changes happened, then you have cycle 2 launch, then you have cycle 3 launch. So imagine this complete thing three times. First block will become including all these things, first cycle, then the second cycle, then the third cycle. In that way you can imagine. So in that way, that iteration is going on, you can say. If you remember the that spiral model, that first you have launched it, then you are taking feedback, then on the basis you are doing updations, and then you are relaunching it as a cycle towards like you can say the second launch, third launch, in that way. So in this launch, you have to review the course objectives, describe the TSP structure and content, assign student teams and roles, describe the customer needs statement, and establish team and individual goals. I will not uh, recommend you to cram it all. Some of the things you remember, like establish the objectives for the product and organization, that is to be done. Assign the roles and define team goals. That is to be done. Produce some strategy for the development, and after that, make some quality plan. And after that, hello, yes, someone has unmuted. Okay, and some teams and their roles have been assigned, and customer needs requirement statement is to be there, and establish team and individual objectives. So you have to talk about objectives, you have to talk about your plans, you have to talk about the roles that are being assigned to the team, and you have to talk about the complete structure of the team that is you the team is going to follow, and the content that you going to utilize, the resources that they are going to utilize. So in that way you can remember for this match. In strategy, what is to be done? Create a conceptual design for the product, establish the development strategy, what will be produced in each cycle. In each cycle, what you are planning to do. If you are trying to launch some prototype first, then at what point you will do, and at the first life cycle, which version you are going to launch. So that is to be decided, established, that is to be identified. Then make the initial estimation of effort and budget and the size of the complete project, that comes under strategy. And then risk management also comes under the strategy. Make some plans for handling the risks. And one another one can come under the strategies configuration management plan, that is concerned with the performance. Okay, so that is also to be planned. So in launch, in first phase, in first life cycle phase, I told you to remember some points like review the objectives, assign the roles and the teams, complete team is there, establish the team goals, team objectives are to be assigned, and gather the complete necessary requirements of customer. And in this strategy, here you have to create a design for the product. You have to decide which cycle will produce what, the development strategy. You have to estimate the effort and the size of the project. And then you have to establish a plan for performance, that is configuration management. Then you have to um, plan for the risk management, that is strategy. So that is launch and strategy. So that these phases, life cycle process for team development, for the team, how team is working on things, for that purpose it is there. And you can ask me one question at this point. Okay, we all know already that in all the life cycle models, there are team members, there is team lead, there is manager, then why we are studying this separately? It is basically for the team development. Whatever strategy they are following on a year basis, we want to improve it. We want to see what they're following, and is there any scope of improvement or not. That's why the role of TSP comes over here. Okay, so it is not like we are just repeating the stuff. Just try to understand what you have to talk about in this particular topic. Next one is your plan. So in planning, what we have to do, we have to estimate the size of every possible resource, every possible artifact that is to be developed, like your how large the the program will be, how large the software requirement specification document will be. These things are to be estimated. Next, in planning, what we have to do, we have to identify the primary tasks that are to be performed first. We have to estimate time to complete each task, and we have to assign the roles and tasks to each team member. That comes under this planning. After that, one more thing to be done in planning, a quality plan is to be made, and make a weekly schedule for task completion. Make a schedule to check that within this specified time this task will be completed. So in that way this planning happens. Then requirements. In requirements, you have to analyze the needs, and you have to be in contact with the customers to understand their primary requirements, and specify those requirements, analyze those requirements, and on the basis of those requirements develop a plan. So that is you have to do under requirements. Then design. Under design, what happens? In design, create a strategy, specify the design and analyze that design, and develop the integration test plan. That means, first, the how you will you have to design it in the way how the implementation will happen. Okay, in how many phases it will happen, so you have to design in that way. So it can be the first module design, then the complete system design. That's why this integration plan comes over here, that when the complete module wise it will get implemented, then you have to integrate them. So that's why you have to remember these things. In implementation, you have to implement the modules or the specific units, you can say. Then you have to create a detailed design for the modules. You have to review the complete design according to that coding is being done or not. And you have to review your code that you have written down to fulfill the purpose of the design that was being made. Compile and test the modules to find out the flaws, and analyze the quality of the modules. So these are some things that should be done by the team during implementation. Then testing. In testing, build and integrate the system. Now you are integrating the complete system. Conduct a system test. Okay, so the testing on system should happen to find out the flaws, and then finally, it all these things, whatever flaws are coming or if it is okay or not, it should be documented. Finally, the post-mortem analysis. This term we have studied in, we have seen in last class also. This post-mortem analysis is about write down a cycle report. In first cycle, what we have done, complete development analysis is to be documented over here. Produce the team members and team evaluations. Um, how they have developed, how much they have developed, what improvements they are going to do. In first cycle, what they have launched. In second cycle, what they have launched. That is post-mortem analysis. So that's it. That is about your life cycle process. And in next slide, this is one diagram which you can utilize for the launch process, which are the things. Actually, this diagram is showing in on which day what thing will be performed, what things to be done. So not again same things are there. You can just go through it. Establish product and business goals, assign roles, produce development strategy, build top down and next phase plans, develop the quality plan, build top up and balanced plans, and conduct risk assessment, prepare management briefing and launch report, hold management review, perform the launch post mortem, and new teams TSP process. So that is your complete TSP process that you have to remember. Some of the things that we have covered up. First, what is TSP? What is the purpose of TSP? What strategy TSP follows, that we have studied. And then the life cycle process for TSP that we have seen, launch strategy plans, some of the points we have seen under them. And you can make your own points also if you are clear about what this particular phase is all about. Okay, and then this launch process. So day wise, what things should be done. So in that way, can be planned. But according in the real time scenario, it happens that some things can be delayed because of some resources not availability or something. So in real time scenario, it happens. So that's it about your TSP. And here